Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jen Trepic, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. This week, we're talking about smoothies. You may recall, we did a nutrition nugget on green juice where I basically said, save your money, right? And we talked about, think of it like a spectrum. So green juice was on one end of the spectrum. Eating the actual fruits and vegetables was on the other end of the spectrum. And somewhere in the middle are smoothies. I realized that we really haven't talked about smoothies in detail. So here we go, right? Fundamentally, smoothies can be great. They can help us sort of get a lot of those good for us nutrients, the vitamins and minerals and the veggies and the things. We can get a lot all at one sitting without sort of feeling like we're a giraffe chowing on leaves, right?
Nice analogy, yeah.
I'm like, I can't be alone, right? So we want to remember, though, that we still want to chew our food. Smoothies can act as a complement to the rest of our food choices, right? A way to add variety. But we want them to be more, like I said, a complement to everything rather than a staple of each day. When we do decide to have a smoothie, it's also the case that just because it's a smoothie or sold by a smoothie and green juice place, right, does not mean it's inherently healthful. Smoothies can be a giant trap. So we want to think about this. Remember, even when the ingredients are stellar, right, like there's greens and fruits and vegetables, the more work the machine does, the less work our body does. So the machine breaking down all this stuff, right, breaking down all these foods to turn it into a smoothie, they're breaking down some of that fiber. And it's concentrating all the sugar, right? So still better for us than a juice where all of the fiber is removed. We're still getting some of the fiber, but not as much as if we ate the whole vegetable. Then, especially with a lot of the pre-made or store-bought or even restaurant and smoothie places, a lot of them are made with really sugary ingredients, like frozen yogurt or pre-made mixes that are mostly sugar or sherbet, ice cream, or sherbet, whatever, however you say it. And when you add these up, right, I have heard some experts will say that some smoothies can have more sugar than an ice cream sundae.
Wow, that is so interesting.
So I wanted to look at some labels, right? So Jamba Juice, their medium watermelon breeze smoothie. I think it's also 22 ounces, so it's big. 85 grams of sugar.
Oh my gosh, that is a lot of sugar.
It's a lot. Okay, you know how Starbucks has those Evolution brand fruit and vegetable drink smoothie things? So the Evolution fresh organic superfruit greens drink, 36 grams of sugar and 11 ounces.
Wow. Just based on that packaging alone, that's not what you're going to expect.
Right. So then I don't know I feel like in the grocery store, I've seen this brand called Bolthouse Farms. Although in the UK, you guys have very different things, but I don't know if you remember this from New York. Bolthouse Farms looked up their nutrition facts. So they have one called the Breakfast Smoothie Mixed Berry Parfait. 15.2 ounces, 42 grams of sugar.
Wow.
Okay, so I hear some of you going, well, not my smoothie, right? I pay a fortune. It must be good. Daily Harvest, strawberry and peach smoothie, 18 grams of sugar in that little container.
Oh my gosh, that is a lot of sugar.
It's a lot. And remember, the reason why I'm harping on the sugar, right, is because our blood sugar essentially determines if we're burning fat or storing fat. Our metabolic health is directly impacted by our blood sugar. Plus, as we experience life, like in the immediate future, if we have these foods that spike our blood sugar, it is inevitably followed by a crash, which means a crash in energy, And then we crave food. And in particular, we crave sugar so that we can get our blood sugar back up as quickly as possible, right? Because we're trying to recover. So again, working with our body, balancing our blood sugar helps make everything easier. So how do we build the smoothie that's delicious and healthful? Here you go. First, build a base of greens, right? Think about fruit as the flavoring or the fruit being the sweetness instead of the fruit being the source of all the nutrition. And then when it comes to the fruit, opt for the ones that are lower glycemic, for the ones that have more fiber compared to the ones that have less fiber and more sugar. So go for the berries and less of the mango, pineapple, banana, right? These two choices, again, they're helping us with both the fiber and the sugar. For the liquid in your smoothie, you could use water or coconut water if you wanted to, or even just ice. If you're going to use nut milk, if you want dairy, you could use milk, but make sure they're unsweetened, right? That those sugars aren't added. But certainly avoid frozen yogurt, the sherbet, the sweeteners, right? Even sweetened protein powders. We want to avoid any extra sugar being added to the mix. And I mentioned protein powders. So speaking of protein, I typically ask for places to add protein powder. So I have protein, again, to help slow the absorption of that sugar. You could even do Greek yogurt if you wanted. That also can add some creaminess to it too. Creaminess also, avocado. Avocado is amazing in a smoothie. First of all, it disappears in terms of flavor. It makes it super creamy, like almost like a milkshake texture. And you're getting quality fat. Your quality fat also helps blunt the impact of sugar, right? So we can build this smoothie to hit those food groups. So when I'm craving a smoothie, I go to the smoothie places and I'm not gonna lie, it takes me a minute to order because I gotta read all the things. And I'm looking for ones that have as many veggies as possible, where it's using berries as the fruit. It has some kind of protein, or maybe I'll add protein. And then I'll ask them to make some changes. So I'll typically say, water instead of juice. I will ask for extra veggies. If there's more than one kind of fruit, I do really like mango in a smoothie, but I'll say more berries, just a little bit of mango, right? Or I'll choose mango or banana. I'm not going to do more than one of those higher glycemic fruits. And then if you wanted to, a little squeeze of lemon or lime goes a long way toward making it feel really bright in flavor. And, sometimes avocado if it's there, but thinking, quality fat, quality protein, the greens, and avoiding excess sugar where I don't need it. If you're making one at home, little pro tip for you, use frozen fruit, raw nuts, or even just a half a banana can give you that creamy texture that you're looking for. Greek yogurt or avocado also, like I mentioned before. I just don't recommend frozen greens. I've seen some smoothie mix frozen things that have fruit and greens. First of all, the frozen greens get weird. And then also, I think it's the balance of fruit to greens is the opposite of what we actually want to do when we're building our smoothie. So lots more greens, a little bit of the fruit. Like I said, I think the key to your best smoothie is building one with vegetables, fruit, quality fat, and protein in the ratio that maximizes nutrition and helps balance our blood sugar and minimizes those blood sugar spikes. So there you have it, Kate. That's the scoop on smoothies. What do you
Jen,
think?
you have no idea how well timed this is because over the weekend I have literally just inherited a food processor and a blender. And so now I cannot wait for the first thing to go in there to be one of these smoothies that you've just told me how to build. I'm going to make the healthiest, most delicious smoothie now. I can't wait.
Awesome. I love it. Well, Kate, thank you again for being here and joining us all the way from the UK.
Thank you so much for having me. I just love being a guest and I can't wait to keep listening to more salad with a side of fries.
Yeah. And by the way, thank you for the impetus for this episode too. I appreciate you.
Oh, of course. I appreciate you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And as always, everybody, I'm your host, Jen Trepeck. Connect with me on Instagram, actually all social media, at Jen Trepeck, JENNTREPECK. If you're not already, join our Facebook page and our Facebook group. We put exclusive content there for you, whether on social media or our website, asaladwithasideoffries.com. Let me know what you think, your key takeaways, your ideas, any questions. This is also the best way to learn more about working with me. My next group is forming as we speak. So let me know. We got room for you. We'll make it happen. If you're not already a member, join our membership by going to glow.fm/salad with a side of fries. Becoming a member shows your support for this podcast, this community, but most importantly, supports your health. You'll get this week's recipe for the spaghetti squash with pesto. So until next week, remember, everything we're doing here is about learning to work with our bodies. So no need to fight it, because you and your body are one team. Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.